Hi, welcome to day 4 of Frank's sick and he's filming the vlog in his backyard because he can't go anywhere and doesn't want to get anyone else sick. I actually feel a lot better today. I think today is going to be my last day at home, so tomorrow I should be back out in the real world and back to regular old vlog happenings and making things with Sam. There's a hole in my pants. Let's just I'm gonna move closer so that you're not constantly focusing on that. I wanted to talk a little bit about what it's like from my end, because these past 4 days have been the most chill that I have been about the daily vlog since I started. For those of you who weren't here when I started the daily vlogs, I basically did a week of the daily vlogs out in the real world, and then I went to 2 weeks COVID isolation. And that was a really good litmus test of whether or not I would actually be able to do the vlog consistently throughout the year, because if I couldn't get through those 2 weeks, then I wasn't going to be able to come up with content for the rest of the time. And that was really hard. Like, that really stretched my creative brain, and I worked really, really hard on those. But these past 4 days, I've been very chill about it. I've been kind of just thinking of what I can talk about, and I've been doing them pretty much in one take. Like, I'm shooting them, cutting the top and bottom of them, and then I'm just uploading them for you. So they're kind of like more like little mini podcasts than daily vlogs. It's very much like my internal thoughts rather than a well-produced, edited piece of content every single day, which is what it normally is. Like, normally these things take me 3 hours a day to edit, let alone the amount of time they take me to film throughout the day. So it's been really nice to take some time for myself and create a simpler version of the content that I normally do. And I hope that's been okay for you. But with that said, I'm over it, and tomorrow we're going back to regular old, high-octane, big edits, big energy Frank. What I wanted to talk about really quickly was a question that I get asked all the time, and that question is, how do you have the motivation, or how do you stay motivated to create a daily vlog every single day? And it's something that I think about a lot, because I never really thought that I would get this far, to be totally honest with you. When I started the daily vlog, I was like, I'll get maybe 100 days into this, and then I'll lose interest in it, and then I'll at least have 100 videos on my channel, like whatever. And then I hit 100 days, and then I hit 150, and then I hit 200, and there was somewhere along the way where I was like, okay, no, I'm screwed. Like, I have to just do this now. And what I always tell people, and I talked about this on a podcast I was on recently, that it's not actually about the creativity aspect of it for me anymore. I no longer feel like I have to feel creative to be creative. And it's because I've created a framework in my life, that being the daily vlog, wherein I'm forced to create something every single day. Whether that's good or not is completely irrelevant. It's just the fact of getting it finished. And that has kind of created that motivation for myself. I've created that discipline where every night before I go to bed, I have to have a piece of content finished and ready to upload the next morning at 6 a.m., regardless of what has happened in the day. If I'm sick, rain, storm, shine, whatever, it doesn't matter. There has to be something. Quality, completely irregardless. And that's the system that I've built for myself. I've created a system where my motivation is directly dictated by my discipline. And this is the quote that I always say on podcasts when I get asked this question, is, if I can remember it, motivation is just discipline in... Oh my goodness, motivation is just discipline in disguise. And that's basically what that means. It's just, I'm creating a consistent framework to do these things, and that creates the motivation, because every day I know that I need to have something done, so I'm motivated enough to have the creative juices already flowing. As a flow-on effect from that, because I'm creative every single day, and because I'm creating something every single day, I constantly feel creative. I don't get creative block as much, which is something I used to struggle with a lot. And now I feel like I can come up with an idea, and I have a whole mind map ready of like 14 different ideas that I can start on at the very least, and pick and choose which ones I actually like. So I think the question isn't really how do I stay motivated or how do I get creative. I think the question really is, how do you build a routine in your life that allows you to create the discipline that you need to create something every day? And how do you let go of the idea that something needs to be specifically good or something needs to be specifically the best thing that you've ever made? I removed that framework from my brain months and months ago, that every movie that I make needs to be the best movie I've ever made. I'd say out every 30 movies, I get a new movie that is my favorite that I've ever made. It's definitely not every single time. And that's still important. I still need to be improving and getting better and becoming a better filmmaker. That's the whole reason I'm doing this. But it's also to prove something to myself and to prove something to everyone that I can do this. And you look at other artists, you look at painters like Van Gogh, Rembrandt, all these people, Leonardo da Vinci. They painted constantly, they were creating constantly. But how many of their works do we actually see? How many Van Goghs can you name? Like 3? How many paintings do you think that guy did in his lifetime? Probably thousands. No one cares about the hundreds of things that you did that were mediocre, so don't stress too much about creating them. Just make things for yourself, create that discipline for yourself, improve, get better through that discipline, and ultimately you will create something that is the best thing that you've ever made, and everyone else will recognize that that is the best thing that they've seen in a very long time as well. So that was a very long-winded way of answering that. Basically, that's how I stay motivated to create a daily vlog. I'm going to go back to my resting, which I'm doing, which has been proving very, very effective at making me feel a lot better very quickly. Also in the comfort of my track pants that I haven't taken off in 4 days. So I'm going to call it there, and I'll see you tomorrow back for the regular vlog at the office, doing work things and doing exciting fun things. Okay, that's it. I'll see you tomorrow. Goodbye.